We see this continuation of the media, the establishment, tipping their hand that they want Biden out. Let's look this past weekend at another New York Times Siena poll. Now, they have been putting out these polls over the past few months, and I've covered what they have revealed. But this one, my gosh, is particularly damning. Overall, the poll says that President Trump is leading President Biden by 4 percentage points. So that's no bueno for President Biden. But then if you look at the actual kind of details of what this reveals, it gets even more damning. So let's look for instance, at battleground states. The New York Times Siena poll found that Trump is leading against President Biden in 5 out of the 6 key battleground states. And Biden is only up by 2 percentage points in the one that he's leading, Wisconsin, whereas in the ones that Trump's leading, he's up by 4, 5, 6, even as high as 10 percentage points. If you look at the old age issue, this New York Times Siena poll revealed that 47% of voters, quote, strongly believe that President Biden is too old to hold office. Okay, so we know overall Trump's leading Biden. We know in 5 out of the 6 key battleground states, Trump's leading Biden. We know that with regard to the age issue, far more individuals are concerned about age for President Biden than they are for President Trump. Let's look at even some more damning numbers. This was crazy. Okay, let's look at Hispanics and what the New York Times Siena poll revealed about that. President Trump is leading, I repeat, leading President Biden among Hispanics, 46% to 40%. As Ben Shapiro said today on his podcast, this is the guy who tweeted once that he likes Hispanics because of tacos and, you know, the Mexicans coming across the border are rapists, etc. And he is leading Hispanics 46 to 40. Now, why is that? Is it because many Hispanics are self-hating and they like seeing a guy who hates Hispanics? No, it's not true that Donald Trump hates Hispanics. It's not true that the Hispanics who are supporting him are self-hating, as the left says about any minority group which supports someone who isn't a Democrat. It's because Orange Man Bad is a far better president for every kind of American than Old Man Good is. But isn't that incredible? 46 to 40%. Leading among Hispanics. Let's look at the black vote, another staggering statistic coming out of the New York Times Siena poll, which, by the way, I should say, and the Siena poll made this clear, that the sample size of this poll was not huge. So they're saying that there is some margin of error in some of these polls. It's as much as 10%. But nevertheless, this is revelatory. So among the black vote, President Biden is winning that vote, 66% versus 23% for Trump. Now, this doesn't sound particularly encouraging, but if you understand the background, it really is, because President Biden won 92% of the black vote in 2020. Now he only has, according to this poll, 66% of the black vote. Now, President Trump, when there was this same New York Times Siena poll in October of 2020, he had 3% of the black vote. Now he has 23% of the black vote. So it's gone way down for President Biden and way up for President Trump. Now, again, is it because all of these, black voters are self-hating, as they call Clarence Thomas and Larry Elder and Candace Owens and anyone who deigns to think for themselves? They call them race traitors and Uncle Toms. No, it's because, as I said, President Trump is a better president for every single kind of American. I guess more and more people, according to this poll, ain't black in the eyes of Joe Biden, right? Remember he said that? Was it Charlemagne the God? Yeah.
That's correct.
If you don't vote Democrat, you ain't black. Well, it seems a lot more ain't black, according to Joe Biden's definition. And then finally, let's look among let's look at the numbers pertaining to educational credentials, because this is also important. So one of these categories of the New York Times Siena poll asked people, who would you rather vote for in 2024, Trump or Biden? And if you look at the chart, which compares those who have a BA or a bachelor's degree compared to people who don't, 54% of those with a bachelor's degree would say that they would vote for Joe Biden in 2024, compared to 38% who don't, or who do have a bachelor's degree would vote for Donald Trump. So more college-educated Americans are voting for Biden over Trump. And then if you look at the other side, 36% without a bachelor's degree would vote for Joe Biden, whereas 54% without a bachelor's degree would vote for Trump. So what it's revealing is that Trump has far more support among the working class and those who do not have a college education than President Biden does, which is another huge blow for the Democratic Party, because they have proclaimed to be the party of the underdog, the party of the working class, and these numbers quite complicate that story.